how might a person's understanding of ethics in computing impact their careers in computing? So one of the things that I mentioned previously is that there are many different ways of thinking of education from a design standpoint and from like a student standpoint. Some people go into CS through a bootcamp approach where they spend, I don't know, like 6 weeks or something, just doing a deep dive into one language, one very specific thing to get a very specific type of job at the end of that. Other people go through 4+ year degrees in order to learn computer science more broadly speaking, and then they are going to be able to apply to many different types of jobs to do many different things. Should the bootcamp focus on ethics, or should only the broader degrees focus on ethics? Now, how does that have an impact on the different careers in computing? So if we make a decision that, okay, people who take the CS courses are going to do some ethics, but the people who do the boot camps are just going to focus on like the skills and concepts needed to be able to program and not necessarily the broader implications or impacts of computing. Will that impact then who actually gets to focus on the design side of things? So are there going to be a lower tier of, like, let's say, programmer who is going to just focus on executing the design decisions of somebody who is a higher tier programmer who is actually thinking through the ethical implications, but not necessarily spending the majority of their time doing programming, that is instead divvied out to people who are have a lower paycheck than the people who are actually focusing on the design? Does that then create kind of like a glass ceiling between those who are making those broader decisions and focusing on equity and those who are not? And will it get to a point where like companies are going to hire consultants who specialize in ethics as opposed to hiring generalists who have kind of dabbled in ethics and computing? If you just kind of think of it as like, again, sprinkling it into like your program as opposed to from the ground up, it is a core part of what it is that you are creating, that's going to require different kinds of expertise or different kinds of thinking that's going to occur within that company or within that product development. Again, I don't have a right or wrong answer for this, but I think it's something that we should all kind of think through as a field, which is why I've been doing this little mini series on ethics in computing. And you can check out the other episodes on that in the show notes at jaredoleary.com. And you can just click the link in the app that you're listening on and it'll take you straight to that.